Hi, I'm here with Abbey Yamashita for my senior spotlight interview, and I'm going to be asking her some questions about her time at Stevenson. I have Abby as my senior forum leader, so I've gotten to experience how much she's impacted me so far, as a freshman and having my first year here, and all the advice that she's given me. My first question is, what is your key memory of all your years at Stevenson? I know that's kind of hard to think of on the spot, but just what sticks out to you, and what do you remember being something that really helped you here?
Yeah, I actually love telling this story. My ninth grade year, I decided that I was not going to play basketball or soccer. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I picked the musical as a 180 shift, let's get out of my comfort zone. I auditioned, super nervous, was not cut. So I was like, great, I'm going to be in the musical. It was Freaky Friday that year. I'd seen the movie. I was like, okay, I don't really watch musicals. I don't really like them, but I sang. So I went there, and the first day we had rehearsal, I walked in kind of late. I didn't know you were expected to show up 10 minutes early to get ready. And there was a full-blown dance party in the room. So you have to imagine the little theater, and the main floor is sunken down. There's these risers that are all around it. And everyone was in the main just dance party, fun music. And I walked in, and you could see my face. I was nervous. And a junior approached me, and we had a mutual friend, but just never met. And he grabbed me and pulled me into the dance circle. And I went, "Hi, I'm Abby." And he goes, "I know." And he goes, "Oh, wait, hi, I'm Andrew." His name's Andrew Mansour. He goes to Santa Barbara. But that instantly just changed the trajectory of loving musicals and loving that group. And I got a bunch of older friends because of that experience, and they all just took me under their wing. And that's just, the community, I felt it. That was a full body experience. And it's just something that I crave every time I go back. And that's why I love talking to younger students too, because if I could ever be that person that just pulls someone into the middle of the dance party, I will.
I've noticed that in the beginning of the year when we first met through senior forum, you kind of didn't treat me like I was just a freshman, and it was kind of oh, hi Delara, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
And that did mean a lot to me. So
Thanks.
I know you're a great softball player, so congrats on Lewis and Clark.
Thank you.
How was that process for you?
Yeah, so being a collegiate athlete has been something I've been working towards since I was 10 years old. So this has been 8 years in the making. Recruiting changed when I became a freshman in high school. So it was this really weird push between COVID and the rule getting pushed back, to where I was really worried that I wasn't going to go anywhere. And I didn't know what that really looked like for me. And recruiting really changed because it all became digital. So coaches were not around as much anymore because of COVID. I had to take a break during that point too, which was really hard in my recruiting process. But I had to push really hard to market myself. I was sending probably 20 emails every weekend to random coaches, introducing myself, being "Hi, I'm Abby. You should come watch me play. Here's my GPA. Here's what I do. This is what I bring to the table." And my junior year summer, I did a ton of traveling with my coach. So she pushed me towards D3 colleges where I could focus on myself as a whole and not just necessarily an athlete. So I was looking at Occidental and Lewis and Clark. Those were my top two options. I got phone calls with both of those coaches. I was like, "Hey, I think you really should meet me on the phone because I think I bring a lot more charisma and personality that way." So once they got me on the phone, both of the coaches loved me. They're "Please come to the school, come talk to us." So I went on recruits weekend back to back. And then after that I came back, and it was just kind of this push and pull of where do I go? Where's my best fit? And then ended up picking Lewis and Clark. I applied early action, and financial aid came through. The coach loved me, and I was like, you know what, this is where I meant to be. So
That's really nice. If you could give your ninth grade self any advice, what would that be for you?
I think I've always known how to push myself really hard, and sometimes that goes too far, but as a ninth grader, I really push everyone to just try as much as you possibly can, because high school, these 4 years, I mean, my ninth grade year was fully cut off halfway, and there were so many things I feel I could have done, and to become a different person or whatever, I feel I missed all of that stuff. So if I would have just tried more, tried to be friends with more people, and just really push my boundaries of like that kind of thing. I really hope people just know like all of the things that Stevenson has to offer.
The last thing that I wanted to know was, who at Stevenson do you think has like inspired you to become like the person you are right now, and like why would you credit them for that?
I feel like, well, my sister used to go here, so she's kind of the mold that I like see. My sister did everything. Like if you talk to any teachers, they'll be like, "Oh, Abbey Yamashita, like she did this, 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 and this," and it's like she's like poster child amazing. So I kind of use her as my reference of like, what can I do to be just like one step better? So even though she doesn't go here, I think she's been my most influential person of like, let me just push her boundary a little bit further, and like, how can I go further than that? So I think I give a lot of my credit to her for like setting up those things for me. And then also my dad. Like my dad working here is just, he's there for me when he needs to be, but he's also sometimes my teacher and sometimes my coach. And he's done a really good job of like keeping those all separate and just like being there to support me as like a whole.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.